let's move on. You know what we need to talk about? As speaking of BravoCon, we need to talk about Joey Gorga and his fake comedy show. Wow, this one is interesting. This one is going to be a little bit interesting, guys. Okay, is everyone up on this? Here we go. Hold on to your seats. Okay, so a lot of people, this happened the other 2 years at BravoCon in New York. Look, podcasters, content creators, and Bravo celebrities at BravoCon are using this for the side hustle. It happened in the first BravoCon. It happened last year. So look, I think Erika Jayne might sell the most tickets to her show ever this weekend. It's going to be a sold out, insane show. You're in Vegas. What are you going to do Friday night, Saturday night, Thursday night, whatever? Going to go see Erika Jayne. I don't know if it is on Thursday. I think it's just Friday and Saturdays. But right, so everyone is heading to BravoCon, podcasters, everyone's doing a side hustle. So when Joey Gorga said he's doing comedy now, we did a review of his comedy recently. He says he slept with Dolores. We deep dove whether that was true. Last week's episode, I think, listen to last week's episode, whether that was true. He comes for Teresa. He says Evan cheated. He's got a lot to say when he's up there with a mic in this comedy. So now tickets go on sale. Joey Gorga is having a comedy show Sunday night of BravoCon. Brilliant idea. We have great. Get your bag, honey. So Josephina Gorgasita, get your bag. So that's happening. Nothing, there's no strange thing about that. Then all of a sudden, Brad Garrett from Everybody Knows Raymond. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's at his comedy club. So now Brad Garrett is now speaking out. There's tickets on sale. There's a flyer. Joey Gorga has it in his bio on his Instagram. Frank Catania is going to be the host. Now Brad Garrett comes out because it's his club. And the tickets are selling for $150, which, you know, I understand if you're going to go see Erika at House of Blues. That is kind of, you know, $99. Do you know how many shows I go to a year, first of all? So I really am an expert when it comes to tickets. And does anyone care that I went to see like Duran Duran 100 times this year? I could tell you guys about all my shows I go to, but nobody really wants to. I'm a huge Duran fan. I didn't go 100 times. I went 2, but they were in random states. Don't even ask where I was for lots of other reasons. Let's not get into that right now. So there you go. Does anyone care about that? So when it comes to tickets and prices, like 150 is a little steep for this. I would have said, you know, it's BravoCon weekend. It's Vegas. I would have put the tickets at like $49.99 and maybe $74.99 if you want the meet and greet. Pay $25 extra. You get your picture with Joey Gorga and Frank Catania. Sell a lot of $75 tickets. Who doesn't want a picture with those two studs? Anyway, moving on. So Brad Garrett comes on and he's like, basically, this whole thing is a scam. Okay. There's no show at my comedy club. People are scammed. Anyone that went to buy tickets via this link, it's a fake link. There is no show and you've all been scammed. He does go on to say, I mean, this I feel should hurt the most. He says, and I don't mean to have a smile on my face, but when he says, WTF, Joe Gorga, no one knows who the fuck you are or who you folks are in the comedy world. You know, none of you are doing a show at my club. None of you work at my club. You're not doing the show. Take down the ads immediately. Joe is trying so hard for this side hustle in comedy that when he said no one knows of you in the comedy world, which if you think about it, I mean, Joe Gorga is not selling tickets because he's known in the comedy world. He's selling tickets because of Melissa, Messy G, and RHONJ. And no shade to that, right? Get your bag. Everyone's listening to this podcast because I'm talking about RHONJ and RHOBH and BravoCon and Vanity Fair. No one will be listening if I did talk about my Duran Duran shows or how much I love Blondie and Duran Duran and all these other great acts. Prince, man. Has anyone seen Prince live? It is literally a religious experience. Prince is the biggest musical genius that has ever lived in the world. Okay? There we go. Now, moving on. So that's what Brad says. Now, that's strange. Having been to thousands and thousands, and I can't even count the number of shows. Never in my life have I purchased a ticket that was a scam. So I even think this whole thing to begin with, like, I don't even understand how there's a link for tickets for sale and it's not at all related to, this is why you go through Ticketmaster, like a valid place. Like, I understand a scalper. I understand if someone puts an ad on Craigslist and says, I have 2 front row tickets to Madonna, and you buy them and then you can't get in. I don't understand like how it's a legitimate link to the venue, and it's a scam. Listen, this is the world we live in. So it turns out it really is a scam. There is no show, and there's nothing. And it's also, Joey posts the link and he also says tickets are in very high demand. Go and buy them. Now, when he apparently found out, so Joe is saying he found out, him and Frank and Joe Benigno were together because they said they were practicing for Magic Mike. And they immediately went to Instagram and put up a video, or Twitter, and said, this is a scam. We've been set up, don't click on the link anymore. There's no tickets. There's no show. It's not happening. And everyone who purchased a ticket can get a refund. In the background, off camera, maybe she didn't have her makeup on, maybe the glam had the day off, Messy G says, there was nobody who called from Brad Garrett's club, or there's no show at Brad Garrett's club, something like that. But you do hear Messy G chime in off air. Is this rehearsed? Are they in on it? Or is this just like they were scammed too? Let's put a pin in that for a second. This one runs deep. Listen, what does my gut say on this? Listen, I say all the time, I have nothing against the Gorgas or Teresa or anybody. Tree huggers are not going to be happy with me right now. Look, I mean, well, first of all, what I don't understand, this is the part that does not weigh great in Melissa and Joe's favor, but I am going to say a lot of stuff in their favor in a second. Like, how do we get to this point? Like, if you want, I've had live shows. You get a contract, you see City Winery, there's emails that say City Winery. Even if my team is handling this, I'm CC'd on everything. I see where it's coming from. There's 1,000 City Winery. Okay, we talk money, we talk payout. How much is it going to be at the end of the night? This, that, the other thing. Is there a take of the house? Do we get a percentage of alcohol sales? It's all laid out. How much of merch do we get a percentage of? It's all laid out, but it's clear that you're not working with a scammer. So I do have to question, I mean, where were the contracts? Like, why did you sign this, Joey G? Like, I don't know. That part I really don't understand. And if you did sign it, just John Hancock, then you're an idiot moron of a business person just to sign something in front of you from a Gmail account or whatever the fuck it is. Like, it needs a minute to be investigated. I would have so many questions like, okay, what time is showtime? Is there an opener? What time do we go on? I mean, guys, I just got asked to do another live show this week. The same promoter that booked me at City Winery for the other shows is literally asking me, please do a show. I don't know. I have such mixed feelings about doing a live show. I get all your DMs. I so appreciate it. Yes, if there's something in the LA area, Sarah Fraser and I can do something. She's not traveling for this. I don't know. I have such mixed feelings. I have no emotions. It's all about business when it comes to work, when it